our panelist, Mrs. Sarth Jain from FMB 30. Hearty welcome to you, sir.
Let's divide this topic into entrepreneurship as a career choice and emerging business opportunities. These are two different things, right? And let's talk something which can sort of give you some perspective. One, I would say that of course you guys are fortunate, but again, you guys are also living in a very uncertain world, right? So we can't discount that. I would like to tell you that there are opportunities, but that opportunity lies in the chaos. You guys are entering into a world which is very uncertain and very chaotic. You do not have any order in place right now, and that is where the entrepreneurship is born. So if you are able to find chaos and clarity together, and you are able to find a clarity for yourself in that chaos, is where you can start calling yourself entrepreneur. Now, entrepreneurship is not a career. Entrepreneurship is a way of life. You can be an entrepreneur in your own house. You can be an entrepreneur in your own organization. You can be an entrepreneur anywhere. Even in a crisis, you can be an entrepreneur. And I'm not talking about leadership quality. I'm talking about entrepreneurship. Now, there is a difference between entrepreneur and a self-employed. You can be a self-employed to earn money, but entrepreneur is not somebody who's there to earn money. He's there to make a difference for positive impact. Right? So entrepreneur, if you look at it, is the one who's ready to put things at risk to make a bigger impact, to get a bigger return. So please differentiate between a self-employed and an entrepreneur. And entrepreneurship is a way of life. So please don't take it as a career. Never. Second, emerging business opportunities. You will always find opportunities, and opportunities have been there 10,000 years back, and they will also be there 10,000 years from now. The most important is what are the opportunities now and how can you leverage them in next 5 to 10 years. I always suggest that coming from any background does not matter. Coming from any kind of college does not matter. What matters is your peer group. You are known by the company that you keep. If you have in the same organization, in the same college, you have the bunch of friends who are ready to take up the challenge with you, is where you can start calling yourself a luckier one. So I would rather say, and I'll tell you my small story. I was selected in Delhi College of Engineering, and I really wanted to go there because I wanted to make a car. I'm an automotive enthusiast from day one. I always wanted to be a Formula 1 racer, and I realized that making a car will give me a lot of independence in building a car that I want to drive. I did my internship with Maruti in R&D department. I did work in New Holland in a tractor company. I did work in Fiat purchasing group, which is working for Ferrari and Magneti Marelli. And what I realized is that if you don't get an opportunity, you make one opportunity. So my college, when I got into Delhi, when I was selected in Delhi College of Engineering, I was given a civil engineering stream which I was least interested. Least I was interested was to do a polymer science business because we had a pipe business. So I thought, no, I will go to a college which allows me to set up my own organization in the college. So I went to this college and I set up this framework called Society of Automotive Engineers. I brought that automotive engineers to our college, and we actually went to our chairman saying that we want funds. He said, we are not going to give you funds. I said, don't worry, we'll collect the funds, but we want to start this. Now that is where your entrepreneurship comes in place. Doesn't matter from where you come. Only thing is what matters is where are you ready to go and what are you doing to reach where you have to reach. So we started that Society of Automotive Engineers. We did some jugaad, we made a car, and that car was selected number 2 in all over the nation, and we were also taken to UK. Now if you go and see, I am very proud of that fact. Why? Because what I did impact the 10 more batches after me. 10 more batches are still doing what I did, what I started. Now that is a moment of pride for me. That's a moment of achievement for me. And I don't need anyone else's pat for that. It makes me satisfied. That's where I feel that I've been valued to my college. Now, what is the value? What is the legacy that you can leave to your college is very important. So always do something which is good for your peers, which is good for your friends, which is good for your college. How do you become a good college is when you do something and leave a legacy in return. So that's one thing. Please keep that in mind. Second, I would like to talk about emerging business opportunities. Guys, as I said, that there is a lot of opportunities coming, but what you also have to remember is that there are convergence of technologies together. Now, if you look at any industry, you will have AI, ML, blockchain, you will have IoT, you will have a lot of things. Now, if you look at it, you are reading something which is very niche. Now, even if you look at entrepreneurship, you need to have HR, finance, marketing, branding, digital marketing, knowledge of so many things. So the convergence is happening. Now you have to be on your toe to learn those things. You don't have to be master of them, but you really need to learn about them. Most important, I would also say, is that there is definitely going to be a gig economy world. We are not going to see any employers or employees. We are just going to see a gig economy where you deliver what you are supposed to deliver and you go on to another assignment, right? So that is a one big opportunity coming your way, guys. Don't look at traditional businesses for making your fortunes. You cannot make fortunes in your traditional businesses. You cannot make fortunes in your traditional way of businesses. Look at something new. Look at something where you feel anxious. If you are feeling anxious, you are more vulnerable, you are more uncertain, and that is where you start learning, because your mind starts working. You can't be working out of very comfortable zone and say, I'll make fortune out of it. You will always think when you are uncomfortable. So get into that uncomfortable zone and think about it. And I'll tell you, I lost 14 kgs in 2.5 months because I wanted to be in that uncomfortable zone. I am the one who's a foodie, but I stopped eating for 36 hours at a stretch because I wanted to go to that room and say, I have a full-time trainer who trains me in my physical endurance because I wanted to be in that uncomfortable zone. We as a Indian families try and give us the best out of every world, but we don't need that. To grow as a human, you need to be more uncertain, you need to be more uncomfortable. Sorry, I'll be speaking a lot, but I think this is a session where you need to take most out of from all of us, and I would like to give as much as I can. Second, you guys are in a stage of FOMO, fear of missing out. Don't be in that. There are ample opportunities. You are not losing on anything. You're not losing on anything. Only thing that you have to keep your focus is where you are leading. So you read most, you interact with people, you seek what you want. Even if people laugh at you, that's their job. Let them laugh. I have been laughed upon so many times, but I don't care. People have called me crazy. People say this is the way you speak. Even people don't have audacity to speak in front of any billionaire. But who cares? Who cares? Nobody knows you. If I'm gone from this seminar, nobody knows me. What matters is that have you gained that information what you want, right? So please take care of that. Don't care who laughs on you, who doesn't laugh on you. Just go and get your job done. Something I would like to give you in a startup ecosystem, and if you're looking for entrepreneurship as your way of life, then please work on 3 things. One is MVP, minimum viable product. Okay, never go beyond your MVP. And if you are not able to cover your MVP, minimum viable product, in 3 to 6 months, I think you are on a wrong track. Come back to the drawing board, start working again. It could be a SaaS product, it could be a prototype, it could be a business model, whatever it is, right? I think you guys are, whatever field you come from, if you are looking for entrepreneurship, look at MVP, minimum viable product. Okay, go to the market as soon as possible. Fail, come back. But that doesn't mean you make losses. Failing and making losses are 2 different things. So never support making losses, but support making failures. And failures, small failures, fasting failure, and forward failing is these 3 things. So look at MVP. Second thing that you must look at is POC, proof of concept, right? Now, when you go to the market, you have to look for proof of concept. You have 10 proof of concepts, you come back to MVP, make your MVP bigger, and try and reach to the next step of making a full-fledged product. Third thing that you look at is a product market fit, right? Now, when you are going to the market, you have to see whether my product fits the market or not. And this is how the loop works, right? Now, when you go to the market and you see that your product is working, how can you make it better? How can you upsell, cross-sell, and go into the other forms of business? So please look at these 3. Something I really wanted to talk about was pivoting. When you go to the market, you fail, you come back and you pivot, right? That's the best approach that you can have in your startup industry, in your startup life. So these are the couple of things that I want to talk about. And if you guys are looking for more discussions, I think we can get onto more calls and have these things. A little about Xponents. Xponents is a platform that brings family managed businesses and the startups together, because family managed businesses owners have a lot of resources in terms of experience, market knowledge, connects, networks, and they are ready to help startups founders also. Now, the platform that brings these together makes the best of both, right? So startups have an innovative idea, they have an innovative product, they have a problem to solve, and then they come along with the family businesses, and that is where the balance is made and these guys can roll out. I have been rolling out ventures every 3 months, right? So now I have more than 16 ventures in my Xponents kitty. We not only help, we fund them, we give them the access to market, whatever it takes to make it successful. So the idea in Xponents is how fast can we become a $5 trillion economy and how fast can we aim to become a $10 trillion economy, right? So that's not an easy job. We have taken a big purpose on our hands, and I'm not saying that we are going to do it alone. We are just a platform that enables doing it. So you can always reach out to us for your new ideas, for getting funding, to invest in a startup, for whatever you want. I'm more than happy to help you out. I think I would like to end with saying that hold the problem tight, hold the customer tight, hold the solution loosely. If you have a solution-based business model, it will not work. If you have a problem and a consumer, rest we will figure out. Solutions can be figured out. You cannot sell your solution until unless you have the understanding of problem and the consumer. So these are the things that you can look at. And I really thank all my panelists and my friends. Rishi, I've been meeting you for a very long time. It was great talking. So these are my notes that I made, and I thought I'll just give this out.
So we have one more question. I think Swami, again, that's for you. What will be your position in the new startups you have to start?
Yeah, so Farheen, I call myself as a co-founder. And if you ask me very particularly, I would like to call myself CXO, which means Chief Exponential Officer. Right? Now, what is Xponents? And let me give you an idea. So anyone who goes to space is called an astronaut. Anyone who goes for a journey which is exponential is called exponent. That's a new verb that we have defined, right? Now you say I have Ubered a car, I'm Ubering and I'm going to take an Uber. So taxi is going to be an Uber, right? Similarly, anyone who takes an exponential journey is going to call an exponent. And I call myself in those organizations as a Chief Exponent Officer, so that I can take that organization from one orbit to second and second to third. And that is where you require a lot of hand holding. Because again, when you are in a rocket, you literally feel the uneasiness, the butterflies in your stomach. But yet you know that you need to feel that to go from orbit 1 to orbit 2. So I basically come as a role of co-founder and a Chief Exponential Officer, which helps them to change their mindset, change their synergies, and help them scalable.